What up, what up, what up? I am Javon Berry.
I am Zamar Tompkins.
747, what it do?
And this is the Basslines and Beats podcast.
Your one-stop shop for hoops, hip-hop, and everything related to the culture.
Hey, man, real quick, man. It's a real special episode, man. It's episode 20. We in here, man, and we wanted to let everybody know, man, we officially... What?
I didn't. No.
Oh, I thought he was saying stop.
For you, man.
Oh, I thought he said stop. My bad.
You gotta work on your peripheral vision, dude, man.
You know, I ain't hooped in a while, so I can't see. I couldn't see. Like, if I
waiting for somebody to call time out your whole life.
If it was back in my hooping days, you know, I could have hit the, you know what I mean? My bad. It's been a minute, man. My bad. It's been a minute. My bad.
You one of them, man. Don't look and you turn off.
Y'all some giant tech. Hey, man, why y'all can't never be supportive, man? What's up with y'all, man? Man, I'm trying to take the show to the next level. This was all
When the last time you looked over and seen somebody calling a timeout for you?
It's been a minute, man.
Believe in yourself, man.
Yeah, right. All right, let's do this. So we wanted to shout out, man. This is episode 20 of the podcast, man. We in here. We making a lot of big moves, man, and we wanted to announce that we are virtually everywhere your podcasts are found. We are on Spotify, Apple Music. Hit that bomb, Z. Where else we at, man? We on Podbean, man. We on Google Play. We on Stitcher. Just Google Baseline. We on YouTube. So, you know, we come
from mama house.
We over there too, but just on the low. Not really, because that's not nice, but kind of sort of when we don't feel like being nice, we over there.
Now you just was talking about being supportive. Support me, man. If that's what I say, bro.
We at your mama house.
Hey, man.
Everywhere. Aunties too.
Yeah.
With the
gang.
Driving the Ultimus.
You know what I'm saying? Driving the Ultimus with the short haircut.
Everywhere.
Hit that bomb, Z. I got a little something else to say, man. I've been seeing a lot of smoke out there lately.
You don't want it?
I've been seeing a lot of podcasts talking reckless.
What they saying?
I've been seeing shows stealing our ideas. We ain't gonna mention no names, but we out here, baby.
Suckers.
The Baseline Boys.
No.
We got a lot of heat.
Hey, whoa, wait.
We got a lot of heat. What? The Baseline Boys.
What are you talking about, man?
What's going on, man?
We out here, baby. How y'all fellas doing, man? Y'all ready?
Good to you.
Come on, man.
You dragging me into this Baseline Boys stuff.
Yeah, man, what's up, man? We're trying to take this to the next level. We need a brand, you know what I'm saying? We got to put something on
we
t-shirts.
should all like decide what that's gonna be together.
All right, man. You got it, man.
Clearly like don't want to be Baseline Boys.
1 out of 10. How?
Hey, man.
What?
Shout out to Young God in the building, man. CJ, man.
CJ.
What's up?
Oh man,
My man CJ is in the building. Young legend in the building, man. That's definitely what's up. How y'all feeling, fellas? We good?
Fly with the squad. Let's go.
Let's jump into some music.
Yo.
Bird, what's good, brother?
My guy, what up?
Man, welcome to the Basslines and Beats podcast, bro.
Man, it's pleasure.
Yeah, man. First off, man, give our audience, man, a little background about yourself, man.
Man, Mark Byrd, born and raised in Chicago. Been blessed to move around and migrate. Songwriter, producer. Worked Rapsody, Kanye, Jeremiah, Saw How to Prince, Twister, Chris Shields.
Chris Shields, baby.
That's
what I'm talking about, man. Let these niggas know, man. They be trying to stun on me like I wasn't cold out here.
Nah, you the truth.
T.
But let me throw this in there because you left it out, man. Grammy nominated. We can't leave that out.
That's huge. Hit the air horn, Z.
You know, yeah. It's definitely an accomplishment.
Man, you got big things going on out here, man. You had the intro on a recently released Rapsody album, Eve, the joint Nina.
Super fire.
Been going crazy, man. Just what I've been seeing on social media, man, that's like one of the most impactful records out like right now, man. Like, tell me, like, how does that feel right now?
Man, just being totally honest, I'll go so far as to say this is probably my favorite placement, just more so because of what it means to people. Like, to read tweets and, you know, social media comments of people like, man, the song brought them to tears.
Yeah.
There's no greater feeling, like, as a creator of music. That's like the ultimate feeling, is to make somebody cry with your art.
No doubt.
It's top. It's top for me.
Mark, it's Javon here, man. How you doing, brother?
What up, bro?
Hey, man, I wanted to know, man. Once Shields had told us you was coming on the show, I had looked up and I seen you ran down your resume, man, and I seen you did the vast majority of No Dope on Sundays, man. One of my favorite records on there, New Africa, man. Tell me how that came about, bro, because that's a super hard record.
Man, New Africa is crazy. Yeah, I did do. I was the executive producer of No Dope on Sunday, so that's why I'm actually credited on every song. But with New Africa,
stun on them a little bit.
Yeah. I just had to let people know.
Hey, man.
A lot of people meet me and don't even know. They're like, oh shit. But with New Africa, I remember when I got the position where he was he wanted me to help him with the album. I threw the bat signal up to all my partners, yo. Same music. If I can help it, I would want the album to be produced by everybody that I know and nobody else.
Right.
So my man S1 sent over a pack. The New Africa beat was in the pack. We picked that beat a while ago and put it to the side. So then it was just one night when it came down to the actual songwriting, I think Zaha was at the crib and I was at the crib, and I guess the idea hit him. So he called me on the phone and he was like, yo, this the idea, whoop-de-whoop. We ended up staying on the phone for 3.5 hours writing the song right then on the phone. So after we went in the studio and we laid it, we was it was still missing some stuff. So then we brought in a couple of horn players and a bass player. And then while we did all of that, we was man, we really wanted it to have some African vibes. So at that time, I started just fishing through other samples. And then that's when the switch up came and we heard the vocal joint, the vocal sampled in. So then I pulled that out. We added some more layers to it to make it crazy. And then we was just man, we need to get somebody on it, like a poet. And one of the homies knew Ernestine Johnson. So told us about it. We hit her right then in the studio. We sent her the joint. And then maybe a few days later, she sent the files back. And it was a go.
And that's super dope, bro. Can you tell us a little bit about your journey? How did you even get on, man? I know it's a ton of producers who listen to the show, man. And how did this even start for you, man?
Man, honestly, it started a long time ago. Me and the homies would, we was outside doing what we ain't had no business doing. I ended up not trying to get too detailed into it, but I had moved from Chicago. Got in a little trouble, so my mom sent me away. But part of that was when I moved, my uncle who I moved with was trying to make me feel at home. So, they knew I love music. So he bought me this little keyboard. It didn't do much at all. It didn't even loop. So it was if I wanted the beat to be 4 minutes, I had to play each individual sound for 4 minutes and record the shit. So basically, I made a couple beats for me and my partners because, I got tired of them niggas trying to rap for the last 20 seconds of the record. And we ended up being outside one day and somebody heard the joint and was like, yo, who made that? My man was like, yo, my God, man. Dude was saying, how much you charge me for a beat? And I was like, what? I just make money doing this too. Oh, okay, cool. So got some equipment, figured it out, and just kept moving stuff around. Linked up with an independent record label in Baltimore. They wanted me to come produce for their label. They paid me to come up. I ended up moving there, stayed there for 3 years, came back to the crib because I had crashed, bro. I went through the worst phase of my life, super depressed, suicidal. Came back to the crib, man. I was really on some borderline Marvin Gaye shit, walking around the crib in my pajamas, hair growing like crazy, not even wanting to do nothing. But I was really depressed and I had attempted suicide. I want to say by that time it was 3 times. And so I started making music. When my mom and everybody in the crib went to sleep, I would just make beats. It became therapeutic. So one of my homies who worked with my mom at the time, he was a trainer for the Bears, and he knew Darius Clark and Thomas Jones and a couple other guys on the Bears team had independent labels. So he was like, look, let me show you the power of your records. He bought a beat from me and gave it to his cousin, and then like he introduced me to Dez and all of them. They flew me down to Florida to work with Dez Clark and his indie label. And I went down there. They cut me a crazy check for 4 records. And at that point, that's when I figured that what I was doing actually had real value. And that was the turning point from me coming out of my depression. So it was like, for other people to see the value in my art, it made me realize the value in myself. So then I didn't feel like it would be better if I wasn't here. It felt like I needed to be here.
That's dope as hell, man.
Super dope. Hey, Byrd, what's going on? It's Z, other half of the podcast over here.
What up? What up?
How you feeling, dog?
Yeah, I'm great, man. I'm great.
Cool. I got a question for you. I just want you to kind of speak to all the producers that's coming after you and everything like that, because you know it's important that we empower the youth and get everybody that's coming up after us and lift them up as much as we can. Do me a favor. It's a bit of a two-parter question for you. Tell me a little bit about your process of how you produce. Like, where do you start? And tell me something that you have to have with you when you are making a beat.
Oh man, the process. There's no right or wrong way to do it. So it starts so many different ways. Sometimes it starts from just a song idea, like the whole, okay, boom, let's do this. Or it might start with the drums. It might start with the sample. It might start with me playing some keys or a melody, or it might even start with the artist with a lyric, or somebody, I might just see something that day and it'll start the whole process. So it really varies. So like prime example, like with the Nina record, like I don't know if I'm jumping ahead because I don't know if y'all had planned to ask how that record came about, but I was at the movies.
Yeah, no, we
that
definitely,
was the next question.
Yeah, definitely was finna ask, but go ahead.
Oh, okay, well, we could say that.
No, go for it. Go for it.
Go ahead, do
Go
your thing.
for it. Go for it.
Okay, so
I could probably guess you was at the movies though, right?
Yeah, it was Birth of a Nation. So like at the end of the movie, they playing a Strange Fruit record, and I'm sitting there, and it's just like, I've heard the song a gang of times. We all know what the song is about, everything, but like to hear the record and look at this giant screen, and you see the hangings, and you see the racism, and then you hear that record, it was so emotional. I teared up. So it was like, after that, I remember one day I literally put the song on. I had it on Tidal and I just looped it. So I listened to that song maybe for like 2 days straight. Nothing else. Like everywhere I drove, I would listen to this record. And I remember purposely listening to it with the windows down and the music really loud. It was like summertime. And I noticed how uncomfortable that record made everybody. Even black people. Like when I pull up to like the bank or something, like everybody was just like looking with the craziest look because I was playing the song. So then I was listening to it, and I'm like, man, I love what Ye did. I love the Blood on the Leaves record. But I was like, man, there's so much more emotion in this song that didn't get conveyed. So then, like, when I was listening to it, most times, like, you would chop a sample, you might be like, boom, okay, the drum loop, or, okay, this little loop. I actually chopped that record according to the piano chord. That's why, like, if you listen to the beat, it's all the chords. That's why the vocals come in at really random times, because I chopped it by the piano chords. And then that's when I added the drums. So it was, like, really the piano chords. And at first, I wasn't even going to put drums on it. It took me a long time to put the drums on it because I was just like, man, it's just so powerful like this.
Man, that record is crazy, and I think you definitely got it into the hands of the right person that could do justice to it, man.
Facts.
Like that record is crazy, man. That's definitely, I think, a special record. And like I said at the top of this, that record is impactful. And as you said, you know, you've seen people who said, man, it brought them to tears. And like, I think, like you said, that's what music is supposed to do. It's supposed to evoke some kind of emotion and some kind of feeling out of you. So it's just not like a record, you know what I'm saying? We can go to the club, we can go party. Like, that's something that we gonna feel and it's gonna resonate, like, in our soul for, like, a time to come. Like, that's huge, bro. Huge, bro, for real.
Appreciate it. Oh, and to answer the second part of the question, I always, whenever I'm producing or working on anything, my drum machine is essential. I use the machine MK3. It is essential. I travel with it everywhere I go. I always have to have that.
That's what's up, man. Hey, can you tell us who some of your favorite artists are just to work with in general?
Yeah. Saha is like one of my personal favorites.
Okay.
Just the fact that I've never seen anybody so consistent and so great. Like when I say great, we'll be sitting there working on a record. He might get stuck somewhere, and you'll be like, "Yo, what about this?" And he'd be like, "Yeah, that's hard, but I said that in like 2008, though." Like what? So you're just not gonna repeat it? Did nobody even hear it? Saha, he's great to work with. Jeremiah is actually one of the coldest people, like, working with. Like, I remember when we was finishing to go to the Mo record and we was in the studio. And it's like, you hear the song, so you be like, yeah, it's dope. But then to see him in action and to see him never miss a note. Like, he didn't hit a bad note the whole session. I'm like, bro, he's a different type of code. And, man, working with Kanye was crazy. Like, it's intense, but it was like, wow, okay, this is a whole nother level of work. And now, like, you know what I'm saying, I have artists under my belt. Me and my team, we have an artist called Dante Higgins. So working with him is probably, honestly, my favorite.
That's dope.
Just because it's like a full trust process. Like, we don't email him records. Like, you don't hear nothing until he comes to the studio and sit with us. And at the same time, it's full trust because we never hear what he writes until he's recording it in real time. That's the joy.
I got a true or false for you, Byrd.
Let's go.
Is Chris Shields still the only artist that you could play 20 records for and he will remember everyone by number that he wants?
I know a couple other artists that can.
Damn, man. I thought I had something special, man. I thought I had something special, man.
I will say this though. At one point, like, man, I was like, if I was to ever like stand by an artist wholeheartedly and put it all on the line, it would have been for Shields.
That's what's up, bro.
That's major praise, man. That's major praise.
I give you some air horns for that.
That's love, man. But that's definitely one of my funniest moments with you, man. Like, we could literally be playing records, man, and you'll play 30 records. I'll be like, yeah, I want number 14. I want number 21. And you'll be looking at me like, how the hell am I supposed to remember? You know what I'm saying?
I'm telling you, I hated that because you would come to the spot and I'd be playing all these beats, banging the spot out. Yo,
Hundreds.
This dude never nodded his head. He didn't crack a smile.
No.
I'm like, this nigga don't like nothing. Then he turned around and was like, yeah, I need like 6, 13, and 22. Like, what?
Sound real
I don't even remember what those were.
Funny shit, man, for real.
Crazy.
With the resume that you have, man, like of all the artists that you've worked with, man, like, is it any one specific artist that's still out there that you haven't had the chance to work with that you're looking to get with and, you know, thinking to yourself, man, if I get with them, like, we can make something really, really special?
Yeah, I got quite a few, like a few of them. I mean, just off my bucket list, like the extreme bucket list is Hove and Andre 3000. I definitely want a Beyonce record. That's bragging, right? But on the list of people that I really just want to go in and just go crazy with, that people might not really understand why. I ain't gonna say understand why, but you'd be surprised that I would want to work with these people over a lot of other people. J-Rock. If I could pick anybody off TDE, it would be J-Rock.
That'd be fire.
That last J-Rock project was amazing.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Gunplay.
Okay.
That's a different.
Gunplay.
I can see that one.
I'm actually in the process of figuring this one out now. We talked a couple times. Y'all might just want to say this for the archives, but me and Bump talked a few times. So I want to do that for the crib.
That'd be huge.
Me and Count, we spoke about doing the whole project. I want to do that for the crib. And I definitely want to do something with Travis Scott. I mean, we already worked on a couple joints together, but I really, he's like one of my favorite artists right now.
And man, it definitely sounds like you are on your way, brother. And we definitely appreciate you taking the time out to join us with this, man.
Man, thank y'all for having me on this joint, man.
Most definitely, man. Most definitely will.
Man, before we go though, man, I just want to say, man, congrats, man. It is definitely a pleasure, man, to know you, you know what I'm saying, and know where it started from, and to see where you at, see the potential where it has to go, man. And, I'm a firm believer in, good things happen to good people, man, and you definitely a good dude, deserving of everything that's come your way, man, and there's so much more to come, man. Blessings in abundance to you, brother, for real.
Man, my God, I appreciate you, man. Thank you, man. Congratulations to all of y'all, man, just on y'all success. Being young black men and doing something great in life, especially like giving back to people through motivation and inspiration. That's what y'all do every day on y'all show. That's what y'all do in real life. That's what we're supposed to be doing, man. There's two things. You're here to remember who and what you are, and the other thing is you're supposed to remind people who and what they are.
Absolutely.
That's it.
Definitely appreciate that, man. And definitely next time, man, hopefully next time we get to chop it up, man, that Grammy nominated will be Grammy Award winning, man.
Hey, man, God willing, I'm praying now that it's
You got to speak it into existence.
It's looking like we're going to be there this year.
My man, definitely.
And next time you're at the crib, man, and you're available, man, you got to come sit down with us, man, and debate some music and stuff with us, man. We're going to have to make that happen.
Oh, man, I'll give y'all my schedule when I come back up. Let's do it.
For sure.
Facts, man.
All right, brother, man. All love. Appreciate you, bro.
We appreciate you, man. Thank you.
Appreciate you too, man. Y'all be good.
Yup, 100.
All right.
With this Rapsody album, man, give me y'all thoughts on it, feelings, how y'all feel about it overall, man. Let's get it.
I think the project is amazing. I think it's no secret. Rapsody, one of my favorite artists. I don't know about nobody else in the room, but
Rapsody is where it's at.
Definitely one of my favorite artists. The project is beautiful, man. Just, the whole premise of it, kind of, showing love to all these prominent black women, you know what I'm saying, in history. And just, we always talk about giving people their flowers, man, and for her to have a whole project, you know what I'm saying, and handing out flowers to all of these different black figures that we've seen throughout history, man, I think that's, man, amazing.
That's huge, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really, like she'll say, I really dig the concept of the album, just, giving each one of the songs to a different positive black figure in our lives. I've been a big fan of Rapsody since She Got Game mixtape.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And like this project, like I had expectations and she just blew right through them. Like I love the project. I thought it was super dope. I thought the second half of it, like after Raina's interlude, like that to the end of it was like bananas, like crazy. Like the record with JID on it.
That's a nuts.
They went nuts on that.
That's a nuts.
The one with Cole on it. That's one of my personal favorites.
Sojourner.
I'm humming that like crazy.
Yeah,
I thought she gave Latifah a platform and let her do her
Queen
thing.
Latifah is still Joe. She's still sharp.
Yeah. Like bro, I'm thinking I'm finna get like Queen Latifah from Star. Like nah, like bro, like she's still
she
doing
got
it.
in it. That's man. Hearing that was super refreshing.
Yeah. What you think about that one?
Man, Joe, I thought it was. See, you know how you listen to something and you try not to make these proclamations out of, like, you just don't. This might be the best rap album of the year.
I ain't got no problem with that.
This project might be. I like her and Cordae joints are my two favorites of the year. This whole I like what you said about the second half, but this whole joint start to finish for me is simply amazing, man. From the intro Nina to on down, man. It's just an amazing piece of work, and y'all know who EP'd it, the Knife EP'd, or
I'm not sure.
I'm not sure, but that's definitely. Do you think it's better than Layla's Wisdom?
I'm not going better than Layla's Wisdom.
Okay.
Totally different vibe, but I think the impact, even though Layla's Wisdom was nominated for a Grammy, I think this one will have a total different impact, maybe more impactful, because they don't teach a lot of Black history in schools no more.
Facts.
So for years to come, people will be able to go back to this Eve album and they'll be able to look at these records and see the names of all these different women. And if you don't know, you're going to have to go Google, you're going to have to go do some research and see who are these women that she's talking about. And I think that's going to be a beautiful thing, just to have people, just to have something you created that's going to make people go do research and find out. Because I had to do research on some
of the names you didn't know.
Some of the names, you know what I'm saying? So just for that, to be... just something that's going to add to the legacy of Black history and make people go, search these people out. I think that's a beautiful thing.
It's just an amazing overall project, man, and it's definitely needed. And Ryan Coogler, if you're listening, man, I know you're getting ready to start shooting for the next Black Panther, man. We need some placements in that film, brother, because this is an amazing record, man. Amazing album. Let's transition, man. Where y'all want to go? Jeezy route? Jeezy, what y'all thinking about Jeezy?
What Shield's doing?
What you
right
said?
now?
For me,
Did you like it?
It's what I expected from Jeezy.
Did you like it?
You said it's what you expected from Jeezy. So does that mean you like a real Jeezy fan or no?
I'm not super heavy on Jeezy. You probably more heavy on Jeezy than I am.
And see, I think maybe that's why I'm disappointed, because I'm heavy on Jeezy.
Okay.
So to hear it and then it kind of, don't live up to expectations. But I wasn't expecting much from it though, just because of like Trap or Die 3. Was that the last one? I think it was. I think Trap or Die 3 was the last one.
Trap or Die 3 was let TM1 up. No, Trap or Die 3. Okay.
I think that's the name of it. I ain't sure. But it only had like a few joints on there. It ain't really nothing, what I'm saying, memorable. So, to hear this, I was just like, yeah.
What you think about it, Z?
Did you like it?
I thought it was solid. I mean, am I gonna go rush back to it? Am I probably not, but it's only a few Jeezy albums that I turn on and I can, vibe with like that.
Ludacris' first 4 albums was classic though. Carry on though. Just carry on.
Who said his first 4 albums was classic? You see how people get on here conflating words and stuff? You see?
And do what to words?
Conflate. You conflating the issues. I never said the first 4 albums was classic.
I ain't even never heard that.
You know, you're a very intelligent brother.
Conflate.
Yeah,
Look that one up.
You made Wood's finest, Why? You just threw off my point. Better than Ross album?
Is the Jeezy better than the Ross?
I'm asking.
Is the
Jeezy better than, I don't know. I'm just asking your opinion of it.
Man.
I don't know. I want to know.
No, it's not. It's definitely not.
Is that scale 1 to 10?
No. Not scale of 1 to 10.
Oh, my bad.
Are we going to use our new grading system?
We're using that new grading system. Let's do it. New grading system on the Jeezy album.
So let me just, break it down for the people.
Go ahead.
So we ain't going to call them stars. We're going to call them trophies. So one trophy is fuck out of here. 2 trophies is nah, fam. 3 trophies is cool.
Okay.
4 trophies, that shit decent.
Okay.
5 trophies, on God, that's fire.
Okay.
What's 3 again?
3 is cool.
Okay.
3 is that's decent, right? It's just...
No, 4 is that shit decent.
Okay.
Got fuck out of here.
Yep.
Nah, fam.
Nah, fam.
It's cool.
It's cool.
That shit decent. On God, that's fire.
All right.
Where we going?
And who album we talking about right now?
Talking about Jeezy.
I'm gonna have to give it a 2. Nah, fam.
Yeah, nah, fam.
Give it a nah, fam.
Nah, fam.
Maybe if this was like a 1 to 10, he could be somewhere else. But
Can I give him a 2.5? Nah.
I don't think it's important to start
2.5 is like, fuck is you doing?
Yeah, man. It's, I'm gonna give it a 2 too, then, man. I'm definitely gonna give it a 2.
We going nah, fam on the Jeezy.
Nah, fam on the Jeezy. But
another genre though. Have anybody in here listened to the Sir album?
I listened to it on the way over here. I wasn't even that super aware of Sir. I'm a fan now.
Ooh, you got to go back.
I dig the album. I like the vibe. Just the whole thing. It gave me the same feeling we had when we was talking about Ari Lennox album.
Mm-hmm.
Just like it's a vibe, start to finish. It just you want to just put it on, clean the crib. Like I ain't feel like I had to go hit the skip button or nothing. Like it was a vibe.
That shit decent.
TDE is just amazing as a roster.
Oh yeah.
I don't know how they keep cranking this out. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like listening to this album, and I'm with you. I wasn't.
I was just gonna ask you, have you listened?
No.
And see, y'all be sleeping.
Man, dog, I'm gonna give you this one. I was super asleep. I probably done listened to it like 2-3 times already.
Yeah.
And
he in my 5, bro. He in my favorite 5.
this mug is ridiculous, bro. And it's just the melodies and everything nestled together. And I got kind of on certain songs. You remember when Frank Ocean first dropped?
Yeah.
And that vibe that he had and how it was kind of, you know what I mean, intoxicating with the voice or whatever.
Yeah.
He in that lane, but I think with the team that he has behind him, he got the ability just to
go further.
Man, bro, this was an amazing project, bro. And
Yeah.
I'm because she'll say it to listen to it. I mean, I knew it was out, but I'm like, whatever. And he was like, no, definitely check this joint out,
Bro.
dog. I'm glad I did.
How many projects he got?
November was the last one. The single on that one was Something Foreign with Schoolboy. Before that, he had an EP called Her Too. Bro, please go back and check out Sir.
This boy got it.
Please do that. And like you said, man, TDE, like, I don't know what's going on over there, but they don't miss.
It's a factory.
They are just good at scouting talent. They're like the San Antonio Spurs of the industry, Joe. Like, how you finding all this talent?
That's hard to do, too.
How?
I think they develop their talent better than like any other label like we've seen for a while. Like, I don't think a lot of labels really do that.
Facts.
They really give their artists time to develop and grow.
That's a good point because now we see a lot of single deals. Saying, "Oh, you hot on the internet? Let me go sign you." Remember they signed the girl, Atlantic signed the girl from Dr. Phil. You know what I mean? Yeah. So we see a lot of that going on, but that's a good point that you made. They are good at developing them artists. I keep going back to that J-Rock album because that album from start to finish is like amazing to me. And they just all together just have a lot of joints, and like it's in-house it got to be some kind of crazy vibe going on there when they're recording.
I got one more. I don't know if we talked about this on the last episode. Have y'all listened to Snow Allegra?
Mm-mm.
Oh my God, what the?
You know everybody.
Man, we definitely sleeping.
I quit.
Nah, don't quit, bro.
Don't quit.
I quit, man.
Come on, man.
What's bro? Oh my God.
Talk about it next episode.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, we're gonna let y'all listen to it.
All
And
right.
we'll
come back next
on that
episode.
one.
Thanks. We gotta check out Snow Allegra. What's the last? The Common joint, man. That's the last one we was getting on to, man. Look, man. Look. What y'all doing, man? That's the OG. How y'all, man? I like the joint.
You do?
I thought it was pretty solid. It wasn't. Was it B? No. It wasn't Electric Circus, but I thought it was pretty solid. I wasn't expecting much, but I do like the soulful feeling. I can say because Common is definitely in my top 5, one of my favorite rappers of all time. I can say he might be a little bit past his prime. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's cool. Common out here touring the world. He's doing his thing, helping
That's
people
what
and
he sound like.
promoting change and
He got something bad on his own. Not that I was looking because I'm married, but
Yeah.
shout
shout
out
out
to
Angela Rye.
Yeah.
Angela Rye. He won it.
What's the name of the album? Let Love?
Yeah, Let Love.
Yeah, I gotta get to it. I gotta get into it, man. I don't know.
It wasn't hard spitting, and I don't know. I think he just at a different space, but I thought it was.
He clearly is. Like,
You sound like you might be being biased though, because it's like one of your favorite artists. It's okay to criticize people you like.
No, yeah, facts.
If the
I
album
said he passed his
if the
prime.
album was lukewarm, just say that. Stop. You know what I'm saying? He passed his prime.
He is
Like,
past his prime. He not past his prime.
What that got to do with the album?
You know, sometimes when you pass your prime, you're not putting out the work you. I mean, you seen what happened when Mike was past his prime. You know, he wouldn't still Michael Jordan. You know what I mean? But he was past his prime. Like LeBron past his prime right now, but he's still, you know, LeBron.
What else we got on the docket?
No, LeBron not past his prime.
I mean, if we talking like chronologically,
Is LeBron James past his prime?
You just said past your prime, and you was talking about Jordan on the Wizards. LeBron ain't Jordan on the Wizards right now.
Okay, it's obviously different levels of being past your prime, bro.
But you didn't state that. You asked,
is LeBron James past his prime?
No, 'cause, like you didn't state that. You talk about
Right,
Common's
I'm
current
with him.
album, and then you talk about Jordan on the Wizards, and then you want to say
But
LeBron
it's
past his
different
prime.
level of past your prime. Is LeBron James? It's a yes or no question. Is LeBron James past? You need the People's Court music. What you all into? You out here defending your mans.
Boom, boom,
Is
boom.
LeBron James
I'm
past his
defending
prime?
LeBron James. You defending everybody else, dude.
Hey, I don't know what you're talking about. We talking about LeBron James right now.
Kid, when I seen you,
We're talking about LeBron James right now, sir.
Hey,
We are talking about LeBron James.
Graphics for this show.
We are talking about LeBron James.
Graphics for this show.
We talking about.
Hey, he finally wore his Lakers hat in here, and he feeling
Right.
himself.
He
you
showed with a
mean?
Lakers hat on all of a sudden that he just bought.
Is Bron past his prime? Yes or no?
Sure, whatever.
Okay,
sure.
that's what I'm saying. Just give me
whatever.
It's okay. Is it blasphemous to say?
I feel what he's saying though, because you tried to like throw the mic thing.
Try
out
to
there
lump
first,
him in
and
there.
then-
Bron not Mike
It's
on the
not the
Wizards,
same.
bro. He's not.
All right.
Because we
No.
talking about Common album, man.
Barkley on the
and-
Rockets.
Man, dude.
I'm sorry. You about to fight me right now. I'm joking,
Nah,
bro.
'cause you
It's joking.
usually playing the very defense role, but now you the prosecutor today,
Ooh,
man.
you scared. Look what the defense mode now.
Scared.
Yeah.
Scared?
Take a
Scared of what?
take a picture of you in the suit and put a funny graphic behind it. Like, how about that?
Yeah, nah, we good, man. We
Oh,
gonna
you
we gonna
good?
we gonna make sure we got your commercial time. Very.
Earth Gang? Anybody check out the Earth Gang?
I have not heard the full project yet.
You listen to some of it though. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna dig into it. Tonight.
Yeah. I got put on them because of the Dreamville project, man. But they
I ain't getting
they definitely super dope. Definitely super dope. What else we got on the docket, fellas? I feel like we had a ton to talk about. What else you want to get into?
We got Dave Chappelle. We got sensitivity. We got cancel culture.
Well, let's get into it, baby. Let's go. Let's lead it off, baby. We got one start.
Chappelle, man.
Let's talk. Okay, so let's talk about the Chappelle's special Sticks and Stones dropped. Dave a genius. Chappelle might be the GOAT all time. I don't. You stamping it
I'm stamping it.
over Pryor? I know you're a Pryor fan.
That's
Over
my,
Pryor.
That's my goal. I'm
It's a
stamping
stamp?
I'm stamping it.
Chappelle is, I think, so gifted at making you uncomfortable, but making you laugh while you're uncomfortable. It's kind of like this middle ground that you got to find. Like some people kind of go out to blatantly offend people, and it's like no science behind it, right? When Chappelle does it, it's like I can see why that's offensive, but I also see like the lesson in it.
It's a teaching moment.
And he's the genius. It's just like a genius of doing that. So before we dig into it, I wanted to hear what y'all thought about it, and then we can just break down a whole bunch of other stuff.
Man, I mean, I thought it was just brilliant. I want to know, did y'all watch it and like were there any moments where you were kind of like cringing and where it made you uncomfortable? Not like the subject matter like personally touched you, but did any of his material like kind of make you uncomfortable? Like that's like close to touching the line.
For me personally, or uncomfortable for somebody else?
Just period.
I watched it and I could see, and I keep saying I could see surface level if people really didn't dig onto it, why somebody would be uncomfortable. So after I watched it, I probably watched it twice already. I read just a bunch of the think pieces that was posted out about it, right? And you see people talking about, I felt like they was reaching for low hanging fruit. So a lot of people were upset. One thing they was upset about was the joke when he was talking about the LGBT community in the car, right?
Right.
And people was just kind of enraged. I'm like, why would you do that? Why would you do that? I found that joke funny because it highlighted a bunch of real struggles in that community. And maybe because like I know some of those struggles that people have told me. So, for example, when he was talking about people being in the car, he was just pointing out different things that they didn't like about each other, right? A perfect example of that is Caitlyn Jenner. Caitlyn Jenner is a trans woman, right? Caitlyn Jenner is also against gay marriage. So it's like, that's like exactly what he's talking about.
Right.
But he made it funny, but it's also informative. You know what I mean? So, like I said, on the surface, if you really don't dig into it, I can see why, if somebody was kind of reaching, why they would be offended. But overall, I just thought the joint was hilarious.
Yeah, I thought the whole thing was brilliant. Just because, like, just the same thing both of y'all was saying. Like, it's funny, and you know, we live in like a super sensitive time. Like, anytime anybody say anything, oh, cancel that dude.
Right.
He's too offensive. I'm sitting here just thinking, like, I'm getting used to living in 2019 and the sensitiveness of this culture, and I'm just like, man, I don't know if you should be out here saying that kind of stuff. You know, that's you should. I don't know, man, but same time, I'm laughing because I'm like, yo, this is super hilarious.
Right.
Personally, I wasn't offended.
Okay.
But like you say, if you're not digging to it and you just listening on the surface, or if you looking for something to be offended by, I could definitely understand, like, you know, somebody just, you know, if they want to take something and pick at it, or take this and say he shouldn't have said that, or he's offending this person and doing that. But he's a comedian. That's like literally part of his job.
Like, I don't know. I mean, I guess I understand, you know, when you highlight certain communities or certain groups of people, how it's easy to be like, man, like, well, why would you say that? Like, why would you shine this light on me? Like, I get that part. But I just feel like, you know, today's society is just like, sometimes it feel like society is just looking for something to be angry at. And it's like, why? Like, why are we so, like, anxious just to find something to be enraged about? Like, at that part, like, I just do not understand, because when I was watching it, and I don't know if it's just my Chappelle bias, watching it, I guess I just was naive in the moment. I'm not watching this and I'm not thinking, like, man, he might catch a little flack for this. Like, I didn't think that one time.
Right.
It wasn't until after I watched it, and then I saw, you know, little, you know, pieces here and there, but watching it, in the moment, I was totally removed from any thoughts of, man, this might, you know, be something you starting a fight. I didn't get that. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't, like you were saying about the comedians. Like, Chappelle is not that comedian where I'm going to use this stage to bully you. That's never been his MO. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's always been either just strictly comical, or it's, okay, I'm going to use this as a teacher moment. And it was plenty of them.
Any of y'all ever seen him live?
Nah.
Y'all seen him live?
I wanted to.
I had me and my wife had the chance to go see him live. I want to say this was like 3 years ago. And this is when 3-4 years ago, when he was starting to get back in the circuit. Tickets ain't cost that much, you know. Caught on low tickets like $45-$50. We saw him live, and he did similar material. You know what I mean? So watching it live is like, oh, but it's hilarious. But at the end, it's like a callback, and it was just this whole teaching moment. I felt like I went from laughing into sitting like in Black History class. But it was dope how he just tied everything together. He literally took me from like laughing hard as hell, and just like that, I'm like, oh shit, now I just got serious. And did it a call back with another joke. And I don't know if there's anybody better at doing that.
Right.
So, no, man, I definitely thought the special was, and I don't think you can cancel Dave Chappelle unless he does something completely out of what he is, what we know him to be.
But have you seen that, like a call to cancel Dave Chappelle? I haven't really seen it.
No.
You?
Nah. I mean, cause like when you go around and you try to like cancel this person or cancel that person, they gotta, like, to a certain point they gotta feed into it. You know what I'm saying? Dave, not like, it's like, if he's getting under your skin and making you uncomfortable, I feel like he feels as if he did his job.
I think the majority of the world and people who are going to indulge in in this stand-up, I think for the most part, most people can get the gist of what he's trying to do. You know what I'm saying? And I kind of feel like that's the reason you don't see the cancel Dave Chappelle.
Right.
Because even if you slightly offended or want to be offended, you can still understand the points he's trying to make the teaching moments that he's trying to use through his jokes, even with the little 20-minute part after it go off.
Yeah.
I forget, was it Daphne that he was talking about, the transgender who was waiting for him at the bar, you know what I'm saying? Like that whole moment of what she just was explaining to him, like, you know, why she wasn't offended, you know, like that, I think that perfectly summed up like the whole show, you know what I'm saying? And the whole premise behind everything, like everything was a teaching moment. You know what I'm saying? And that's just strictly what I got from it. And I think majority of the world understands that. And I think that's why you don't see a call to cancel Dave Chappelle.
Who has ever really been canceled? Like really canceled?
I don't know if we could say cancel, but I mean, I think it's been people who've been affected.
Yeah. No, it's definitely been people who've been affected. But like when I think of, and I don't know if I'm just thinking of it in extreme, when I hear the word cancel, I'm thinking, all right, you out of there. There's nothing more that you can do, because even with all the crazy shit that we know R. Kelly did, there's still people out there going to them shows. There's still people out there writing them letters.
It's crazy that I saw more cancel Kevin Hart than I saw cancel Dave Chappelle.
Y'all want to get into this?
Talk about it.
So go.
I had to segue. Just roll with it, man.
Go.
Just roll with it, man.
You gotta work on your segues.
My bad, man. My bad.
Yeah, we gotta get into working on better segues.
Come on, Segway Police. Come on.
Topics, man.
Dude, come on.
I control the sounds, man. You know what I'm saying?
I don't want to toot horns, but my segue.
My segues is fire. Hit a bomb for Chris Segway.
Look at it. We gonna take all your voices and we just gonna add them to the board.
It's gonna be all over.
That's what we gonna do for the next episode. We're gonna have one of your different voices.
Oh,
we doing all that, man.
Hey,
the next episode is Split. Starring Barry, and
that was
Barry.
actually a good movie, man.
It was.
I love that movie, man.
I bet you do.
That was a good movie,
by
bro.
it, we know.
That was a powerful movie, man.
We see the effects of it
Come on, man.
every other week.
Hey, man.
Every other week.
Y'all just a bunch of jive turkeys, man.
Now you quiet.
My
Go
bad.
ahead.
Go ahead, man. Go.
Bro.
Go ahead, man. Go.
That little 15-second clip, man, I totally got what he was saying. I don't know what was so hard about, you know, trying to understand what he was saying when he said that.
Facts.
Did you get it?
I got it right away.
Did you get
As
it?
soon as I seen it, I ain't understand what the whole fuss was about.
And I'm like, all he said was, it doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't matter. He wasn't saying, you know, whatever you into, man, just get out of it. Just look. Basically was just telling him, like, man, live your life.
Mm-hmm.
Live your life. That's what I got from it. I don't know about nobody else.
Facts. No, and
That's what he's saying.
I think that's definitely what he took for it. Took what he was trying to say, rather. Are we able to look at that and not be offended because we're not in that community? Or, you know, are we able to look at it with a type of quote unquote privilege because we're not affected by any of that? Because this is a point that was brought up. Presidential candidate Mayor Pete Buttigieg was on the Breakfast Club today, and Charlemagne played that part for him. Right, Mayor Pete is an openly gay man, and he played that part for him, and he was like, "Why are people offended by this?" Right, and you know, Mayor Pete was kind of like, "Yeah, you know, I guess, you know, it's not nothing harsh, but he likened it to." If it was if you were black and it was somebody white saying, you know, I don't see color, what's the problem? So are we like, you know, because we're not that, are we like, you know, I don't see what the offense was.
But is that what Kevin Hart was saying though?
I don't know. I don't think so, because he played a second part of it where Kevin Hart kind of got in. This is my thing, bro. 15-second clips, 1 minute clips. It's been over these last few weeks, there's been a bunch of them put out. People can create narratives off these little clips. Just watch the entire episode and, you know, grab context. Somebody can chop up a particular episode where we're talking about white supremacy, right? And somebody can chop it up a certain way and make it seem like we hate white people. if they wanted to and put it out and like, look at this, they're talking about white people doing this, they must hate whites or whatever. But that's not the case, bro. I don't believe Kevin was like, yo, I'm trying to say, you know, this don't matter or whatever. I believe, you know, it is what it is. He was just trying to say, you know, it's okay. You know, you said you know, you came out or whatever. It's no big deal, you know. But could I see?
Nah, I don't think it's more so a case of like, you know, because we're not affected by it, that we don't see it. I think if anything, it's more so just a case of the internet ain't got shit else to do, so they creating shit.
This is true.
Cause it's like, from what Kevin was saying, like when he came out and was talking about him being gay, and Kevin Hart was just like, yeah, it doesn't matter. It's not like he was saying you don't matter or your sexual preference doesn't matter. It wasn't like, you know, you as a gay person don't have you know, relevance, but
there was no malice behind it.
He was saying like, you know, the fact that you gay doesn't make you any less than, you know, a straight person. Like you do what you do. That's your thing. You do what you do in your spare time, just like I do what I do in mine.
Right.
And the internet heard something and was like, you know, I can.
What the internet do, see?
I heard something. I'm about to light this shit up, man. You know what I'm saying? It's about to go down, man.
Yeah, man. That's
And then the worst part of it for me is like the time they decide they want to attack Kevin Hart.
That's trash.
That's super corny, man.
That's trash.
Like, you know, we should be praying for Kevin Hart and praying for a speedy recovery, but instead, you know, he said he was actually doing more to fight for gay people than he was to dismiss them.
Right.
And now we are canceling Kevin Hart.
But if it's anybody, I don't expect, you know, a high moral value. Damn sure ain't the internet. You ain't gonna get it, man. Not from the internet, man. They don't care. They're ruthless. It's cold out there in the internet streets, man. Y'all better be careful. Especially you.
I'm good, man. I'm good out in these streets.
Why you got to be careful out here, shit?
Who got to be careful? You. I got to be careful? I'm good.
You got to watch your back.
Because there's a lot that's said and goes on these mics when we not recording. And it's a lot going on.
I'm solid, man.
If they find them emails from 2008, man, canceling your ass.
You stupid dude. What? Nobody wouldn't even email it in 2008. Was you an email?
Probably. You probably had a different email, though.
Yeah.
Dial up, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know, man. But we covered all the music, man. We covered cancel culture. We covered Chappelle, man. I think that might be it, brother. I think that might be it.
Man, you gotta start taking notes, man.
Come on, man. God, I think that's all, man. Again, dealing with, you know, Segway police and Segway master over here.
Who's Segway master?
Z, not you, show enough. Who the Segway master?
Oh, man.
This has been this week's episode of the Baselines of Beats podcast, man. We appreciate y'all for tuning in, man. Please continue to show support, man. Remember, we are virtually everywhere podcasts are found. Spotify, Apple, Google Play, Stitcher, Podbean, all that. Z, holla at the people, brother.
Like my man said, make sure you follow everything, hit the share button. We are literally everywhere you can find us right now. So definitely tell your friends, tell a friend, tell your mama to tell her friends, and we gonna get everywhere. We gotta make this out here together. Let's get it. Shields, what you got for the people?
Man, I'm gonna start giving out flowers, man, at the end of some of these episodes, man. It's a lot of black content creators, man, and, you know, as much as we trying to, you know, spread, you know, our good energy and our good vibes, man, I want to spread some around for some other folks, man. Y'all go check out the Renaissance Report. My boy Andre Haynes, man, got a fire show. Check that out. Some Dude Podcast, J.R. Bang, Michael Butler, they got a good thing going. And Jeff Klein, too, as well. I spoke about him before. The Super Facts Podcast, man. Y'all go check some of these other podcasts out, man. Show these black entrepreneurs some love, man.
Man, Joe, it's real.
Before we go, too, we got to shout out our guests, too. Man.
Oh, man, yeah, man. We got to shout out
thanks
to Mark Byrd stopping in, man, and giving us this super dope interview and just his perspective on the music industry as a whole, man. That was a super incredible interview. We can't wait to get you here and have a sit down, man, because on the real, Shields be tripping with some of his music topics and stuff. So it'll be great to have someone else in here who like won't let that slide.
So you let it slide? Is what you
no, because
so you need
Z kind of on your team on the low with like a lot of stuff. I'm just go ahead and say it. Hit a bomb, Z. I'm gonna go ahead and say it, man. Z is always on your side. I mean, always.
Kid in
always.
here too, though.
Yeah, man, but Kid
talking about, man?
Kid be behind the scenes, bro. So I feel like when we have a lot of these, because you know how Z fake? I'm gonna tell you how Z fake. Because when we was talking about the Ludacris stuff, Z was with me on the Ludacris stuff, and then he hit the group chat 2 days later. Oh no, man.
Nah, dude, because
I'm kind of on you. And you let Shields flip the whole. The argument was never about his discography, bro.
Okay, what was
Shields
it about?
was like the Segway spin master, bro.
What was it about?
He spit. It was about Luda rapping at an elite level.
I feel like you low key hating on me.
Nah, Joe, because you know what you be doing. I seen what you did with the people on Facebook.
First off, I didn't let him spin it, dude.
Nah.
I'm a grown ass man. I don't let no grown man spin
Talk
me,
to him,
dude. What are you
man.
talking about, man? I went back and I listened to the catalog, and I'm sitting there. I'm just like, man, you know, like.
Well, guys, I don't think this has aged as well as it could have.
Who is that?
That's Z.
Z.
That was me.
You better
Oh,
be
man.
careful. He got his blood.
Hey, bro.
My bad. My bad,
You know what I'm
Shug.
saying? Big B's, homie.
No, my bad, bro. I don't want no smoke.
Chill, homie.
No smoke.
Come
no
to
smoke.
death row.
Nah, my bad. I'm good.
Get
Yeah.
crazy in here.
But nah, the catalog, it like, dude, it just didn't age well. I'm sitting there listening to it, and I'm like, man, you know, he's spitting, but like this come off way different than it sounded.
I was just talking.
Yeah, I know.
Just merely.
I got something for you though. You want to hear it?
Hey. Just so y'all clear, like, we gotta be the most fire podcast out there, because there's not another podcast out here that can wrap up their show and give you 5 to 10 more minutes of content.
Big
do
facts.
that, man.
Big facts.
Getting out of this podcast
That's
like getting off the phone with your
crazy.
mama.
Hey,
It
real
don't
quick
happen.
though, real quick. When y'all gonna give me my flowers, man? Because y'all be giving like a lot of flowers to people.
Richard
man.
gave you enough. Let's get out of here. Next time. That's your episode of Baseline and Beats, man. We'll holler at y'all next time. We
Later
out.
on, man.
Peace.
Y'all some suckers, man.